She kicked me out of my own apartment to comfort another man. Just 1 hour, she said. I took my keys, my dignity, and left forever. When her confused call came hours later, I gave her the same energy she gave me. I need privacy too. Don't call again. Then silence. Hello viewers. Before we continue with the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thank you. You know that specific kind of exhaustion you feel after a 50-hour work week? It's not just physical. It's something deep, a soul-draining sense of weight where your brain feels like it's wrapped in cotton. That was me Friday at 6:30 in the evening. I pay the rent, all of it. I pay the electric and water bills. I pay for the groceries. Jessica, my girlfriend of 2 years, covers her student loans and fund money. I was fine with this arrangement because I wanted to build a future. I thought I was investing in a partner. I was wrong. I was subsidizing a disrespect factory, and the foreman of that factory was Brandon. Brandon was Jessica's best friend. He wasn't the kind of guy you worried about physically. He wasn't fit. He didn't have money, and yet he still lived with roommates at 28. Brandon's weapon was his fragility. He was a professional victim, a fragile boy. He was always in a crisis, always spiraling, and always needing Jessica to talk him down from a cliff that wasn't even there. I walked into the apartment, dropped my keys, and went straight to the couch. All I wanted was silence, a pizza, and not to talk to another human being for 12 hours. Jessica was in the kitchen pacing. She didn't say welcome back. She didn't ask how work was. Brandon's coming over, she said. I closed my eyes and exhaled. Oh, it's Friday. I'm beat. My feet are killing me. Can't you guys go to a coffee shop or his place? His roommates are loud, she reacted defensively immediately. And he's in a really bad place. His ex-girlfriend just posted a photo with a new guy. He's devastated. He needs a safe space. I said, rubbing my temples. All right, just keep him in the living room. I'll go to the bedroom, put on headphones, and pass out. Thank you, she said, her shoulders dropping. You're the best. I went into the bedroom, closed the door, and collapsed on the bed. I put on my noise-canceling headphones. I opened a book. I was trying to be the secure boyfriend. I was trying to be the guy who doesn't get jealous of platonic best friend relationships. 20 minutes later, the door creaked open. I took off the headphones. Jessica was standing there, arms crossed, looking uncomfortable but not uncomfortable for me. Uncomfortable in a way that suggested I was the problem. What's up? I asked. Do you need something? Money for food? No, she said. She shifted her weight. Look, this isn't working. What's not working? You being here, she said. I sat up. I'm in the bedroom, Jessica. The door is closed. I have headphones on. I'm invisible. It's not about the noise, she said. Her voice took on that condescending therapy tone she used when she wanted to manipulate me. It's the energy. Brandon knows you're in here. He feels suffocated. He can't fully release his emotions because he feels judged. He's intimidated by you, Opie. He needs total privacy to feel safe enough to cry. I stared at her. The silence stretched for 5 seconds. Then I said slowly, what are you asking? She took a deep breath as if she was the one making the sacrifice. Can you leave the house for about an hour? Please go to the gym or grab a drink. I just need a little privacy with him to help him work through this panic attack. Once he calms down, you can come back. There it was. She wasn't asking to cheat. If she wanted to cheat, she would have done it behind my back. This was worse. This was her looking me in the eye and telling me that my comfort in my own home, the home I paid for, was less important than Brandon's need to perform his weekly emotional breakdown. She was kicking me out of my own life to make room for another man. In the past, I would have argued. I would have said, this is ridiculous. And she would have called me toxic and insensitive. We would have fought. I would have ended up looking like the villain, and eventually I would have stayed angry and resentful. But this time the anger didn't come. Instead, a cold mathematical clarity took over. It was as if a switch had been flipped in a circuit breaker. Click. I looked at her. I saw the arrogance. I saw the lack of respect. And I realized that no amount of arguing would fix this. You can't negotiate desire and you can't negotiate respect. Okay, I said. She blinked, surprised. Seriously? You're not going to make a scene? No scene, I said flatly. He needs support, right? Exactly, she said, beaming with relief. Thank you for being so understanding. You're being really mature about this. A good ally right now. I stood up. I went to the closet and grabbed my gym bag, but I didn't pack gym clothes. She went back to the hallway to check on Brandon. Okay, he's leaving. I moved quickly and silently. I grabbed my laptop. I grabbed my passport from the top shelf. I grabbed the folder with my birth certificate and social security card. I grabbed my external hard drive with all my work backups. I included 2 changes of underwear and my toothbrush. It took 90 seconds. I zipped the bag. It looked like a normal gym bag. I walked out of the bedroom. Brandon was sitting on my couch, head in his hands, doing a shaking gesture. He didn't look up. He didn't greet the man who paid the heating bill that was keeping him warm. Jessica walked me to the door. She gave me a kiss on the cheek. I didn't kiss her back. "I'll text you when he's better," she whispered. "Probably an hour, 2 at most." I opened the door. The hallway air was fresh. "Take all the time you need," I said, and I meant it. I closed the door. I heard the lock click. I walked down the hallway, took the elevator to the garage, and got in my car. I didn't scream. I didn't pound the steering wheel. I pulled up my GPS for the nearest hotel that wasn't a complete dump. Technically, I was homeless, but as I pulled out of the garage, I didn't feel lost. I felt free. I drove for 20 minutes to a business hotel near the interstate. It wasn't a luxury resort. It was one of those standard beige places designed for traveling salespeople. It smelled of industrial lemon cleaner and air conditioning. But when I walked into the room and tossed my backpack on the bed, it felt like a sanctuary. I ordered a burger from room service. I took a long hot shower without worrying about using up the hot water because Jessica wanted to shower later. I turned on the TV and watched an action movie at high volume without being told to turn it down because Brandon had sent a voice message that she needed to analyze. For the first time in 2 years, I wasn't walking on eggshells. I wasn't managing someone else's emotional weather. I wasn't the supporting character in Jessica's soft drama with Brandon. I looked at my watch. 8:30 p.m. 2 hours had already passed. The hour or so she had asked for had come and gone. I checked my phone. No messages. "No, are you okay?" "No, thank you for doing this." Silence. That was funny. A part of me, the old part, the part that wanted to fix everything, waited for the apology text. I waited for her to realize how insane her request had been. But the longer the silence stretched, the more the realization calcified in my gut. She wasn't worried about where I was because she didn't care. As long as I wasn't in the apartment interrupting Brandon's monologue, I didn't exist. At 10:15 p.m., almost 4 hours after I had left, my phone finally lit up. Jessica calling. I let it ring 3 times. I took a bite of my burger. I wiped my mouth with a napkin. Then I answered. I didn't say hello. I just pressed the green button and brought the phone to my ear. "Hey," her voice was cheerful, almost jovial. The background was silent. "Where are you?" "I texted you like 20 minutes ago." "I didn't see it," I said. My voice sounded different to my own ears, deeper, more detached. "Oh well, Brandon just left," she said as casually as if she was telling me the mail had arrived. "He's feeling much better. He really just needed to cry, you know? He's such a sensitive soul. He absorbs so much negativity from the world. But I was able to calm him down." "That's great," I said flatly. "Yeah. Anyway, are you close?" "The fridge is empty. Can you grab Thai food on the way back?" "I'm starving." Brandon was too upset to eat, so I didn't want to eat in front of him, and now I'm dying. I closed my eyes and exhaled through my nose. There was the Thai food test. She kicks me out of my own home, spends 4 hours alone with another man, and then calls me back to bring her pad thai like I'm a glorified delivery driver. She didn't even ask if I had eaten. She assumed I was just hovering in the ether, waiting to be reactivated to serve her. "No," I said. There was a pause on the line. The cheerfulness faltered. "No." "What do you mean no?" "It's just the one on 4th Avenue. It's on your way. Get the green curry." "I mean no, I'm not getting anything and I'm not coming back." She laughed. It was a nervous, confused little laugh. "What? Stop being weird. Where are you? Did you go to Mike's place? Stop playing around." "I'm not playing around, Jessica. You asked me to leave, so I left." Her tone changed instantly. The brightness disappeared, replaced by that familiar condescending edge she used whenever I stepped out of line. "Okay, look, I know you're feeling insecure right now, but don't get dramatic. I asked you to step out for an hour. It's been 4. You're punishing me for helping a friend in crisis, and it's really unattractive." "I'm not punishing you," I said calmly. "I'm agreeing with you." "What are you talking about?" "You said you needed privacy." "You were right. Privacy is important. Boundaries are important. And I realized tonight that I have 0 privacy in my own home because I'm living with a third person who doesn't pay rent." "Oh my God," she groaned. "Are we really doing that I hate Brandon thing again?" He was crying Opie. He was suicidal. He's always suicidal, Jessica, until he meets a new girl, and then he's fine until she breaks up with him, and then he's back on our couch. "You're so cruel," she spat. "I can't believe I'm dating someone with so little empathy. Just come home. We can talk about this in person, but bring food because I have a headache." I looked around the hotel room. The bed was made. The air conditioning hummed softly. The door was double locked. I'm not coming home, Jessica. Not tonight. Not tomorrow. Stop, she snapped, irritated. You're freaking me out. Where are you sleeping? That's not your business anymore. Not my business? I'm your girlfriend. Are you? I asked. Because girlfriends don't kick their partners out to take care of some other guy. You made a choice tonight. You chose his comfort over my respect. You wanted the apartment to yourself. Congratulations, it's yours. Please stop, she said, her voice rising in pitch. Panic was finally setting in. She realized I wasn't following the script. I wasn't apologizing. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Just come home, please. I'm sorry if I made you feel excluded, okay? I'm sorry. Is that what you want to hear? I don't want to hear anything, I said. I'm tired, so go home and sleep. No, I said. You wanted privacy with him. Take a deep breath, savoring the finality of what I was about to say. Don't call me. I need privacy too. Wait, don't you dare click. I stared at the phone. The screen stayed open for a second. Then I turned on Do Not Disturb and blocked her number. I expected to feel bad. I expected to feel that gnawing anxiety of what have I done. Instead, I felt a strange sense of professional satisfaction, like I had just closed a bad business deal that had been losing me money for years. I grabbed the remote and unpaused the movie and took another bite of my burger. It was the best burger I'd ever tasted. I slept 9 hours straight. I spent the weekend at the hotel. I didn't drink. I didn't wallow in sadness. I went to the hotel gym. I read a book and I ignored my phone. When I finally checked it on Sunday night, the notifications were a disaster. 17 missed calls, 42 text messages. Jessica had cycled through the entire spectrum of toxic grief. Denial, stop playing around, it's not funny. Anger, you're being so childish, grow up. Bargaining, I can make it up to you, I'll tell Brandon he can't come over for a week. Depression, I'm crying and I'm scared, why are you doing this? Anger again, fine, be one, see if I care. I didn't respond to any of them. Responding gives them fuel. Silence starves the fire. Monday morning came. I woke up at 7 a.m. and put on a shirt. Then I called my boss. I need to take a personal emergency day, I said. I have a housing issue that I need to resolve immediately. Do what you need to do, he said. He knew I never took days off. I knew Jessica's routine perfectly. She left for the boutique at 8:30 a.m. She took the subway, which meant she would be underground and offline for 40 minutes. Brandon, being unemployed by choice, usually slept until noon at my own place, emotionally exhausted from the work of ruining my relationship. At 9 o'clock sharp, I arrived at the apartment building, but I didn't bring a couple of friends and a pickup truck. That's amateur stuff. I brought a professional moving team. 3 guys, 1 big truck and a lot of plastic wrap. The minimum booking cost me $800, but paying for speed and professionalism was worth every penny. I unlocked the door. The apartment smelled of stale wine and Brandon, a faint aroma of body odor and dirty clothes lingering in the living room. All right, I said to the crew chief. Today we have a surgical session. I'm pointing out exactly what goes. If I don't point to it, it stays. We moved efficiently. We took the 65-inch OLED TV we had bought for the Super Bowl. We took the Sonos surround sound system. We took the Breville espresso machine, my pride and joy. We took the Dyson vacuum. We took the Herman Miller office chair. I went into the bedroom. I packed all my clothes, my watches, and my shoes. I took the nightstands I had restored myself. I stripped the bed but left the mattress. Technically, it was hers even though I bought it. Then came the moment of truth. I was standing in the bathroom looking at the supply cabinet. There was a new large pack of toilet paper I had just bought at Costco. There were boxes of smart light bulbs. There was the expensive laundry detergent. A petty man would have taken it. A petty man would have unscrewed the light bulbs just to make her sit in the dark. But I wasn't being petty. I was being indifferent. Leave it, I muttered to myself. Taking the toilet paper says I'm angry and I want to inconvenience you. Walking away says I'm so far above this situation that I don't care about $50 worth of paper products. You're a charity case to me now. By 11:30 a.m., the apartment wasn't empty, but it was hollow. It looked like a decorated model home that no one actually lived in. The soul of the place, the comfort, the technology, the stability was in the back of the truck. All that was left was her IKEA lac tables, her decorative pillows, and the silence. I put my key on the kitchen counter. Next to it, I left a note. I didn't pour my heart out. I didn't write a manifesto about betrayal. I wrote a business memo. Jessica, since you need a lot of privacy for you and Brandon, I decided to give you the apartment permanently. I've moved out. Rent is due on the 1st. Good luck. Done. We're good to go, Chief, the loader said, wiping sweat from his forehead. I took one last look around. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel nostalgic. I looked at the empty wall where the TV used to be, and I felt like a tumor had been removed. I walked out, locked the door from the inside and closed it. I got in my car and followed the truck. I didn't look back in the rearview mirror. The fallout started at 1:30 p.m. I was sitting at a diner with my brother, eating a club sandwich when my phone started vibrating so violently it almost jumped off the table. Jessica calling. Jessica calling. Jessica calling. Then came the messages. What did you do? Where's the TV? How could you do this to me? I can't afford this place alone. Brandon says you're a psychopath. Then came the flying monkeys. Her friends, whom I had fed, entertained, and supported for years, suddenly had a lot of opinions about my character. Sarah, the best friend, you abandoned her. She's having a panic attack on the floor. You need to come back and fix this. Be a man. Mark, mutual friend. Dude, leaving her with the rent is low. Even if you guys are in a fight, you don't mess with someone's housing. I didn't argue. I didn't try to explain the nuances of the situation. I sent a single mass text to everyone involved. Jessica asked me to leave my own home so she could be alone with another guy. I respected her wishes and moved out. I'm no longer financially responsible for her choices. Don't contact me again. Then I blocked them one by one. It was incredibly satisfying, but I wasn't done. Blocking numbers is emotional protection. I needed legal protection. I drove straight to the rental office. I walked in and sat down with the property manager, a pragmatic woman named Carol. I need to terminate the lease for Unit 4B, I said, sliding a cashier's check across the table. Carol looked at the check. It was for $4,800, 2 months' rent. It hurt to write that check. It was my vacation money. It was my savings, but I saw it as a ransom payment for my future. This covers the early termination fee, I said. As of today, I have vacated the premises and returned my keys. Carol typed on her computer. Okay, this terminates the existing lease effective immediately. However, since Jessica is still in the unit, she becomes a holdover tenant. She has 30 days to either vacate the property or sign a new lease. She'll need to requalify based on her own income, correct? I asked. Correct, Carol said. She'll need to show proof of income equal to 3 times the monthly rent. I nodded. She won't qualify. Then she'll receive a notice to vacate, Carol said simply. Understood. I walked out of that office lighter than air. I paid a high price for my freedom, but it was cheaper than a divorce 5 years later. I had legally amputated the limb to save the body. The next 3 months were peaceful for me. I focused on work. I started lifting weights heavy again. I slept like a baby, but news travels. Apparently, the honeymoon phase of Jessica and Brandon lasted exactly as long as the internet bill was paid. With me out of the picture, Brandon stepped up. And by up, I mean he moved his backpack into the space I had vacated. He told Jessica he would help her manifest the rent money. He told her that my departure was a cosmic sign, that they were meant to be roommates. But reality is a brutal creditor. Jessica needed $2,400 a month for the apartment. She made $3,200 gross. After taxes and student loans, she had about $400 left for food and utilities. She needed a roommate who paid bills. Instead, she got Brandon. Brandon was great at crying about his childhood trauma at 2 a.m. He wasn't so great at paying the electric bill. He wasn't so great at doing dishes. He wasn't so great at giving Jessica space when she came home tired from work. By the second month, the power dynamic had completely reversed. Jessica wasn't this comforting savior to this sad boy anymore. She was a stressed woman coming home to find a dirty apartment and an unemployed man playing video games on her old small TV because I had bought the OLED. The emotional connection she claimed they had disappeared the moment she asked him to contribute to groceries. Brandon, true to his nature, flipped the script and called her controlling and materialistic, exactly the same insults she used to throw at me. When the eviction notice finally came because she couldn't pay the rent, Brandon didn't fight for her. He didn't get a job at Starbucks to help. He disappeared. He literally packed his bag while she was at work and went back to his parents' basement. He blocked her on everything. He left her with the debt, the eviction on her record, and the crushing realization that she had blown up a stable, loving life for a delusion. She lost the apartment. She had to move back to her mother's house in the suburbs, a 90-minute commute to her job. I heard all of this from Mike, who heard it from Mark, who apparently unblocked me just to apologize. I didn't respond. I didn't feel happy about it. I didn't feel sad. I felt vindicated. The demolition was complete and I was already building something new. It was a Tuesday night in November, About 3 months after terminating the lease. I was leaving the gym feeling good. My bank account had recovered. I had a date scheduled for the weekend with a lawyer I had met at a networking event, and I was in the best shape of my life. The stress cortisol that had run through my veins for 2 years was gone. I walked out into the fresh autumn air, digging in my gym bag for my keys. The voice stopped me. It was smaller than I remembered, more tremulous. I turned around. Jessica was standing near the bike rack, trembling slightly in the wind. She looked rough. The bright, well-put-together woman I had lived with was gone. She had lost weight, but not in a healthy way. She looked thin and haggard. Her hair was pulled back in a messy bun that looked like it hadn't been washed in days. She was wearing a hoodie. I recognized one of my old ones she had kept. "Hey," I said. I didn't smile. I didn't frown. I just stood there waiting. "I've been waiting here for an hour," she said, wrapping her arms around herself. "I know you always do chest workout on Tuesdays." "Okay," I said, keeping my distance. "What?" She took a step forward, her eyes welling up with tears. It was a look that used to work on me. It used to make me apologize for things I didn't do. Now it just looked like a performance I hadn't bought a ticket for. "I miss you," she whispered. I said nothing. I just looked at her. "I messed up," she continued, the words pouring out now, desperate to fill the silence. "You were right about everything. Brandon is a narcissist. He used me. He turned me against you. I didn't realize it at the time, but I do now. He's gone, OP. I kicked him out 2 weeks ago." She paused, looking at me anxiously. She was waiting for me to validate her victory. She wanted recognition for solving a problem she had created. "Okay," I said again. "Is that all you have to say?" she asked, a flash of her old frustration starting to show. "I'm telling you that you were right. I'm apologizing. I'm living with my mother now. It's a nightmare. I miss us. I miss our life. I fixed it. Brandon's gone." She reached out, trying to touch my arm. I stepped back, smooth and deliberate. "Jessica," I said, my voice calm and even, "you're missing the point. Brandon wasn't the problem. You were the problem." She flinched as if I had slapped her. "What?" "No, he manipulated me. He asked you for things I corrected. You chose to give them. You chose to prioritize his comfort over my respect. You chose to kick me out of my own home." I was confused, she pleaded. "People make mistakes. Everyone deserves a second chance." "That wasn't a mistake," I said. "A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. A mistake is scratching the car. Asking your partner to leave the house so you can have privacy with another man isn't a mistake. It's a statement. You told me exactly where I stood in your hierarchy. But I love you," she shouted, drawing looks from a couple walking into the gym. "Doesn't that matter?" "No," I said. I checked my watch. "I have to go." "So that's it," she cried, her voice breaking. 2 years. You're just going to throw it away over one bad night?" I opened my car door and looked at her one last time across the roof. I saw the desperation, the regret, and the fear of consequences she was finally facing. "I didn't throw it away, Jessica," I said. "I just left it where you put it. In second place. I got in the car. I didn't slam the door. I just closed it." She stood there crying in the parking lot, looking small and irrelevant in the rearview mirror. I turned on the radio. A classic rock song was playing. I turned up the volume. I pulled out of the parking lot and merged onto the main road. I didn't look back. I had a date to prepare for. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like button. What did you think of this story? Share it in the comments.